If you are struggling to achieve your goals, feeling high amounts of anxiety, or feel frustrated or unfulfilled in your career, watch this video where I'm going to explain and break down everything you need to know about the planet that is the root cause behind all of these problems. And that planet is Mars, which is the planet of action. And the sign Mars is in tells you what your superpower in action is going to be, how you need to take action, and what your struggles are going to be when it comes to acting in this material world. In this video specifically, I'm covering what it means to have your Mars in the sign of Aries. Hello and welcome back to the Be the Hero channel. My name is Isabelle and I help you understand who you are using personality typing and astrology. I was the kind of person who did not understand themselves for way too long, and I often felt confused, conflicted, and unclear on what my direction in life was. Then I discovered personality typing systems such as Enneagram, Myers-Briggs, and birth charts, and everything made sense. I understood who I was and what my desires were and how I took action. So that's what I'm here to talk about today, is the planet of action, Mars, and what it means to have your Mars in the sign of Aries in your birth chart. Now, before I dive into what it means to have your Mars in Aries, hit the link in the description below to grab your very own My Horoscope Made Me Do It hoodie that I'm offering for a limited time because I don't know if anyone wants it, so grab your hoodie now. Mars is, in my view, a very simple planet to explain what it governs because it's all about how we take action. I just finished wrapping up a series covering what it means to have Mercury in each sign, and Mercury represents how our brain works. It shows how we perceive reality, how we think, and how we speak. And that's just our brain processing. It's more about our mind, whereas Mars shows purely how we take action. It can also show a little of how we learn when it comes kinesthetically, but generally, Mars is all about how we are going to act in the world. So depending on the sign that your Mars is in, will show you what kind of person you are going to be when it comes to taking action. Naturally, maybe if you have a Mars in Capricorn, you're going to be more methodical with your actions. If you're a Mars in Scorpio, you're going to be obsessive and focused. If you're a Mars in Gemini, you're going to be very mentally active and scattered. Can you tell that that's my placement? But a Mars in Aries is very unique because they are quite possibly one of the most impulsive and endless amounts of intensity Mars signs that you could have. Mars also represents generally our masculine energy. So Mars and Venus play this interesting yin and yang within us all. And for women, we generally want to find in a male someone who holds our Mars sign qualities. So for an example, if I was a Mars in Gemini, I'm seeking a male counterpart who holds Gemini qualities. And I, in return, want to be able to embrace my Venus. Occasionally, I'll want to embrace my Mars at times, but I do seek a masculine counterpart who already is strong in those qualities instead of feeling like I have to overuse them. And for men, on the other hand, they seek out a female counterpart who holds the Venus qualities in their chart, whatever their Venus is in, and they want to embrace their own Mars qualities within themselves in relation to another person. But overall, Mars is not just relevant to romance, it's just about what our masculine energy is. It's how we are strong, how we take action, where our inner superpower comes from, as I like to call it, because Mars is the planet of action and power. It represents the god of war, Aries. And so it's this part of ourselves where we find our most powerful inner strength to keep charging forward. If you have a Mars in Aries in your birth chart, people are going to see these following qualities in you a lot. And this is because when Mars is in Aries, the planet of action and representative of the god of war, is in its home sign. So these qualities represent themselves strongly. The same thing applies when the sun is in Leo or the moon is in Cancer. Each of those planets are in their home sign, and so they feel comfortable, and these qualities are accentuated in our chart. So with Mars in Aries, people likely already notice that you are an extremely impulsive person. You charge life head on. You are ambitious in making sure that you have every experience imaginable. You are always chasing the most intense thing, and you quite literally act like a ram when it comes to any forms of action where you will charge a fight, work, an adventure head on until you hit the wall and knock yourself out until you get back up and do it again. Mars in Aries is always going to act off of impulse because Aries, as the first sign of the zodiac, is all about initiation. Aries is known for being bold, brave, and blunt at times. They are a fire sign and they're known for their aggression. This is where the bold and blunt part comes from, is that Aries speaks before they think. And so this impulsive and aggressive nature, when in the sign of Mars, or in the planet of Mars, it means that with our actions, we become impulsive and aggressive. These people are always chasing something that gives them that little extra thrill. And at times, people might think that they seem angry or aggressive, when really these people's emotions, while they might seem angry often, this is just their way of expressing their masculine energy. And surely you'll realize that they're not actually truly angry. Mars in Aries wants to move in the most direct, speedy approach possible. And this is, again, if you think of the ram archetype associated with Aries, they charge things head on. So when it comes to work, they may struggle with being the kind of person, if they are standing under a boss of some sorts and are not in a position of power, that they always want to do things faster than the system wants them to do it. And so these people can oftentimes get frustrated in jobs where they don't get to be direct, where they have to take their time, follow the protocols. That is the worst thing that a Mars in Aries could do for career. Mars in Aries wants to be in a job where they can do things their way. Let me do this as fast as possible. Let me multitask. Let me charge it head on. Let me do it as fast as I can. Let me challenge myself. Let me find my own way of doing things. And then, of course, too, as they are a blunt person, regardless of what their Mercury sign is, they will likely come across in a blunt way, especially in their career. Mars does not necessarily have to word for word be about our career, but naturally, as the planet of action, it shows up a lot. So people with a Mars in Aries oftentimes want to be blunt or be straightforward in their career. So customer service is just out of the question for you guys. If you are working in customer service and you have a Mars in Aries, let me know how that's going for you in the comments below, because I imagine you find yourself often frustrated and just wanting to smack whoever you're on the phone with because they're just being stupid. Mars in Aries, their superpower is their ability to take rapid action. The more they can live off of or work off of this primal instinct that they have to take action, move fast, the better. So these people can do good in emergency response situations or emergency response jobs because they are so good at reacting fast, and that's their natural default. They are also the kind of person who really needs a lot of challenge in their life. Aries is fire, and so when Mars is in a fire sign, we need a lot of actions that make us feel passionate and fiery and challenge us. This is different for people who have not a Mars in a fire sign. People who have Mars in a water sign want to feel emotionally nurtured in their actions. People who have Mars in earth sign want to feel stable and safe while they're taking action. So people with a Mars in Aries need a lot of intensity and challenge. They need to challenge themselves physically through working out or adventures or rock climbing, or maybe even mentally by multitasking in their job, trying new things, seeing how they can move in every way possible. Mars in Aries wants the challenge. Every planet in our chart is this balance we have to play with, where we must fulfill the planet and fulfill that desire, but if we overuse it, it can cause problems in our life. So for Mars in Aries, these are the kind of people who want to be blunt, be aggressive, take action, seek challenge, and at the same time, while they should fulfill that, some struggles may come up for them that they might have to reel back on. For example, they are so aggressive and blunt that they can be very easily frustrated by indirect communication or indirect action. Like I said earlier, the worst thing that a Mars in Aries could do is to be in a job where they have to follow a system or follow protocol. And sometimes there are times in our lives where we do have to unfortunately do that. So Mars in Aries needs to be mindful of when they want to streamline something and learn to just take a step back and go, okay, this is not permanent. I just need to do this once. I need to watch my words and make sure I'm not gonna, and just take my time, be slow. I know I want to charge it head on, but I can't always. And then that's the second issue that can come up for Mars and Aries, is that Mars is the planet of action, and it also represents our physical vitality. So it shows how it's our strength as well. So when we embrace the planet correctly, when we embrace the sign that the Mars is in correctly, we have an up-leveled sense of physical strength and nurturance. However, if we overuse our Mars or underuse it, we can feel physically unhealthy. So I think the biggest thing that Mars and Aries can struggle with naturally in their physical body, as someone who is so focused on intensity, is burning themselves out. They do need to challenge themselves in order to be fulfilled, in order to not feel restless. But if they challenge themselves too much, they're going to find themselves exhausted, burnt out, and experiencing health issues due to never taking the time to rest. So Mars and Aries, look in your chart for other aspects or other planets that are maybe in a water sign that could help you remind yourself that to rest and nurture yourself. Maybe even an earth sign will help you be more stable and slow down. Yes, you need to challenge yourself as an Aries Mars, but too much and you'll burn yourself out. And finally, you are the kind of person to just speak your mind and sometimes come across as aggressive, even though you don't mean it. You just have that natural tone to you when you express yourself, and people can think, why are they being so rude? Like, all I asked is how their day was, and they're being completely rude to me. And you need to notice and be mindful of how you express yourself to other people. And yes, there are some places you can just not care and be aggressive, be blunt, be bold, and don't care what anyone thinks of you. But when it comes to your closer relationships, be mindful of how you appear to them, and at what point do you need to practice more vulnerability, more softness, and tame your aggressive nature so that people can feel like they're connecting to you instead of being constantly criticized and judged by you. If this video helped you understand what the Mars in Aries is and what their biggest struggles are going to be, let me know in the comments below. I would love to hear it. What else did I miss about Aries Mars? Let me know in those comments below. While you're down there, you should grab the free birth chart workbook where I help you understand the basics of your chart for free in journal prompts. These are journal prompts that I've personally used to understand my chart so that I can actually apply the information of my birth chart instead of just doing what I first did when I got into astrology and just took in all the information and did nothing with it. The birth chart workbook takes less than 15 minutes to do, and it helps you learn how to apply your chart to your life so that you can live in alignment with your soul's unique energetic imprint. That's the free birth chart workbook in the link in the description below. While you're down there, you should check out the Making Mindfulness Fun bundle if you are the kind of person who loves workbooks and courses. If you're interested in self-development and astrology, get the Making Mindfulness Fun bundle where we have all 30 of our workbooks and courses for only $30. It's an insane deal, I know, and I have no idea how long I'm going to offer it for, so grab it now in the link in the description below. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and stay tuned for more videos breaking down Mars through the signs. Check out the rest of the videos on this channel about astrology, about Mercury, Venus, and so much more to understand your chart. Once again, my name is Isabelle, and from my heart to yours, namaste.